Hi guys, it's Louie and welcome to a new video on Entrepreneur Campfire. So this week we're again continuing our series on how to set up your own Shopify store for Malaysian sellers. In this video, we'll be taking a look at how you can configure shipping for your customers when they buy from your e-commerce store on Shopify. Now, it's very important for any e-commerce store to configure their shipping correctly because you want your customers to see all the available shipping options that they have, as well as how much it will cost them to use a specific option to get the products to them. So there are two ways of configuring shipping inside Shopify. The first way is to do it manually, and the second way is by using an app that your logistics partner has developed and placed inside Shopify or as a private app. So if you're selling from Malaysia to Malaysians and partnering with local shipping providers or logistics partners, you'll find that most of the time they don't have an app inside Shopify, or they haven't developed an app that you can use with your Shopify store. So in this case, you'll most likely have to set up your shipping fees manually. On the front end, whether you whether you set up your shipping rates manually or if you use an API, it doesn't matter to your customers. What they'll see is a price that they'll pay and they check out. But for you, if you have to manually set it up, it can get quite tedious. I have to be honest. If you sell products that differ by 1 kg or 500 grams each time, and you want to make sure that each of these tiers get covered, well, things can get tedious very quickly. Okay, but if you are partnering with a logistics provider that doesn't have an integration with Shopify, you have no choice but to do it this way. Okay, so if you have found that you are trying to work with a logistic partner that doesn't have an app on Shopify, or they haven't integrated with Shopify, here's how you can set up your shipping fees manually. Okay, so on your Shopify store, what I need you to do is look under settings. Okay, click on settings and then click on shipping and delivery. Okay, so here is where you can configure your shipping manually. Okay, where the part that you have to look at is delivery methods at checkout. Okay, the first section, and to your right hand side you'll see shipping, local delivery, local pickup. Okay, so these are three options that you can offer your customers based on what delivery options you offer them. Okay, so if you're going for that, if you're using a provider like CityLink, Postlaju, J&T, something like that, it's most likely you just need to configure standard shipping. But in the case where you are actually you have some partners helping you to deliver within a specific radius outside of your shop or warehouse, you might want to set up local delivery as well. Okay, and finally, if you let your customers order online and then come pick up their products offline, what you can do is enable local pickup as well. So what this means is that your customers will buy everything, check out, pay online, and then they'll come to your store with a receipt or whatever it is that you have set up for them to claim, or an ID. Okay, and pick up their products that way. Alright, so now let's take a look at how you can configure standard shipping for your store manually. Alright, so if you look on this page, standard shipping is the first card here, shipping. Okay, so here you can see there's already a default profile that is available on this page, on this card, which is general shipping rates. So if you're selling normal products which are of a similar weight, meaning all your products are pretty lightweight, varies between 500 grams to 20 kgs, or maybe 500 grams to 10 kgs, this is okay, right? Okay, you can stick with this shipping rate. But what if you're like a furniture supplier, you know, where sometimes products can be as light as 500 grams for a small pillow, and then, you know, some other products are like one big sofa which probably weighs 30 kilos potentially. What are you gonna do? Okay, so there is, if you have a store like that, then, you know, you have to look here, custom shipping rates. Okay, then configure a new profile as well. All right, so that will take care of the lighter items on general shipping rates, and then your heavier, bulkier items, maybe 30 kgs to 100 kgs, will go under a new profile for bulky items. All right, so let's take a look at how you can set up the general shipping rates first, and then, you know, if needed, you can also keep watching and then take a look at how you can also configure a new profile for bulkier items. So now let's take a look at how you can configure the general shipping rates. All right, so first thing, click on manage rates. Okay, so here if you scroll down, okay, so the first section here, you can see products and then shipping from. Okay, so this is the address that you've keyed in when you register your store, so it will reflect here. So if you're not shipping from this location, be sure to change it. All right, and then shipping to domestic. So if you've configured your store to be based in Malaysia, domestic will be Malaysia. So if you've configured your store to be in another country, then domestic will be that country. All right, so domestic, it just means local. Okay, the same country as where your store is operating from. And then rest of the world or international. All right, so let's take a look at these sections one by one. For the general profile, you'll find that all products will be added to this profile unless it is added to another profile. All right, so if you only have one profile, one shipping profile, all your products will be added to this profile. Okay, so if you then later, you know, build another custom profile and add products there, then, you know, the products will get removed from this particular profile and then appear in that profile instead. Okay, so moving on. All right, so in case you're shipping to Malaysia, here's where you can configure your shipping fees. Okay, so here by default there's already two rates available: standard shipping and heavy goods shipping. Okay, so here you know, they've got really wide, 0 to 5 kgs for 10, and then 5 to 20 kgs for 20. What does this mean, and how can you set it up so that, you know, the rates are reflecting the correct rates that maybe your logistics partner will be charging you, or you are interested in charging your customers. Okay, so let's take a look at how this works. Okay, so first thing is that you can either edit from these default rates or delete them and add new rates yourself. Okay, so it's up to you. For me, I prefer deleting them and then re-adding rates myself. Okay, so I'm gonna delete them. Okay, all right, so once I've deleted them, I need to add new ones. Okay, so add. Okay, so the rate will be, okay, so that you can name it anything you want, but normally standard shipping is good enough. Okay, so you have to make sure to click here, add conditions. Okay, so if you're charging by weight, you want to make sure that, you know, you click on the conditions. Okay, so maybe you know, I want to go from 100 grams to 1 kg. Okay, for $5. Okay, so 0.1 to 1 kg, the item will be charged $5 ringgit. Okay, so you can keep going like this. Next rate will be, okay, same thing, standard, and then maybe okay, click on. All Alright, so you want to be careful here. Okay, so this will be all the items that are from more than 1 kg. Okay, you have to go a bit higher than 1 kg to 2 kgs. Okay, so maybe you want to charge 8 ringgit. Alright, so this is how you add it. So you have to be very careful to be accurate here. Okay, so if what you don't want to do is, you know, go, okay, 10 kgs and then you know, minimum weight 0.1 and then maximum weight 10. Okay, if you do this, it means that anything that weighs between 100 grams up to 10 kilos will be charged a shipping fee of just 10 ringgit. Okay, it's not per kg here. All right, so this is the total shipping fee that your customers will pay. So you have to be very careful and make sure that it is as accurate as possible. Okay, so if your shipping rates do change according to the weight, make sure you add it in by tier, like what I've done here. If you wanna charge it by kg, so the first kg is 5, next kg is 8. You have to do it this way. Okay, you have to keep adding it like this. So if an item is, for example, okay, let's say the item is more than 2 kgs but less than 3 kgs, then maybe I want to charge them like 12. Okay, for example. Okay, just an example. Okay, maybe 10. Okay, all right, so what this means is that items that are between 100 grams and 1 kg will be charged 5 ringgit, and items that are more than 1 kg but less and is equivalent to 2 kgs will be charged 8, and then items more than 2 kgs but equal or less than 3 kgs will be charged 10. Okay, so if the total weight fits within this range, then you know that will be the shipping fee that your customer will pay. Okay, all right. Okay, once you've configured everything, so you have to keep going. Okay, if your items, you know, go up to like 10 kgs, make sure you include all of those tiers in, or else what happens is that when your customer tries to check out, they might not see a shipping option for them if a specific weight isn't covered. Okay, then you just save it. Okay, so the same thing applies for your international shipping. Of course, here as you can see, it's just one international shipping rate. Most of the time we find that shipping rates will differ according to the country, right? So you don't want to have just one shipping rate to cover the entire world, right? Normally for sellers, for Malaysian stores, if we ship to ASEAN countries, it's usually a bit cheaper depending on the logistics partner that we have. And then if we ship to a country like the US, you know, can be much more expensive. Okay, so here I wouldn't stick with this international shipping one rate unless your products are very light. Okay, unless you know everything is just 100 grams, maybe you want to offer that. But if you have a very big catalog and you know you want to make sure that you don't make a loss on shipping, you need to set up different zones when you're shipping when you're shipping internationally. Okay, so normally your logistics partner will provide you with a list of, you know, different zones and their rates, and you can just key those in here as well. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete this default one because I think it's not applicable for most people. Okay, so if you are shipping internationally, okay, make sure to create a zone for each set of countries that you'll be selling to. Okay, so click create shipping zone. Alright, so here maybe I can say ASEAN as an example. So just include all the countries that you know you'll be shipping to under ASEAN. You know, example Brunei, Singapore. Okay, example. Okay, so let's say if I'm only shipping to these two countries. Okay, here I've configured one zone named ASEAN. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing here, right? Standard shipping. Okay, maybe it's 20 ringgit. make sure to okay, 1 kg. Oh, sorry. I should do international shipping actually. Okay. Let me edit the earlier one shortly. Okay, so you set this up. So anyone who is buying from these two countries will see these rates instead of our local rates. Okay, so that's basically how you set up your standard shipping. It's pretty straightforward. Just make sure that all the shipping fees are all the weight tiers are covered under each zone and each shipping fee. Okay, so once you're done editing that, just save it. Okay, so you set up now the shipping rates for general profile. Okay, so this is usually enough. Okay, again, it's enough if you have a general store selling items that are between specific ranges, not too bulky. You're not selling like a mug and then suddenly a chair, right? So if you're not doing that, then this is usually enough. Okay, but if you're like what I mentioned, if you're selling furniture, for example, lamps, they're pretty light, and then suddenly you're also selling a table, that can be a bit heavy depending on the material used. So or any bulky item. Okay, so maybe you're a hardware store and you're selling some bolts that are a few grams each to a whole hardware machine, which is like 50 kgs. Okay, so if you have that kind of setup, then you need to set up another profile. Okay, otherwise it wouldn't make sense for your customers to see those rates. Okay, so go back and then now we want to go to custom shipping rates. Okay, and then click on create new profile. Alright, so here the first thing you'll see here is that there's again we see products and then shipping to, but now it's totally empty. Okay, so you can name it. Okay, so in case I'm selling bulky products, maybe this profile will cover all products that are above 30 kgs. But instead of us charging them an extravagant fee, we want to give them like some discount. So all the bulky items that are too big to be shipped under standard shipping will go under here. Okay, so I don't have any products here yet, but if you do, okay, click on add products and then just select all the products that you want under bulky shipping. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, same thing, is create a shipping zone. Okay, so same thing, domestic. Okay, you want to search for Malaysia. Okay, so it's the same thing, it's just we're just creating a different profile. Okay, so maybe 10, and then you go like minimum weight of 30 up to 40. Okay, for example. All right, so this is basically it. Okay, it's pretty simple. It's just a matter of segmenting your products into different shipping profiles. This just makes things simpler, and then for customers it also makes sense for them to get a lower shipping fee versus if you were gonna scale up from whatever rate you were using before, or maybe you're just using a different provider altogether. Okay, so maybe Post Laju for standard shipping, and for bulky items some other provider that can give you a better rate. And this is why even though it's 30 kgs, you can still give them a good rate, 20 ringgit, 30 ringgit, something like that. Okay, so same thing, you can create any number of zones to cover international, same thing. Okay, so just do the same thing here. Okay, and then save it. Okay, so if you have 2 profiles and you think that's enough, okay, you can stop here. Okay, this is enough. But if let's say you have, so many varieties of products, like we saw earlier, fragile products, that require, a very unique handling, and then that can be expensive, you can set up yet another profile. Okay, so set up as many profiles as possible, so this will cover all your product ranges. Okay, but if your products are generally not very varied, they're not very in handling or weight, then one shipping profile is enough, which is the general profile that we saw earlier. Okay, so that's how you set up the standard shipping rates. So now let's look at other options for shipping that you can offer your customers. Okay, so we go back to the general shipping page and then scroll down. Okay, remember we talked about local delivery. All right, so generally speaking, most retailers or e-commerce stores won't be offering local delivery, especially if you already partner with providers like logistic providers like Post Laju. But in case you are a local bakery, for example, or some furniture store, and then you do provide maybe free delivery for a specific radius from your store or warehouse, then you might want to offer local delivery. Okay, so let's see how you can set it up. Okay, so under local delivery, you can see that I have one default warehouse here called main warehouse. Okay, so we can set up more warehouses or locations for delivery. Okay, depends on how many branches you have, but let's say I only have one and I want to offer local delivery. What can I do here? Okay, so what you need to do again is to click on manage. Okay, and then here, okay, click on local delivery. Okay, so as you can see here, there's some error here. Okay, you just need to verify it. Okay, so make sure that error doesn't appear. Okay, so the main thing you want to look at is under local delivery is to set a postcode. Okay, we don't have the option of delivery radius, but we do have the option of setting up postcodes here. Okay, so just key in all the postcodes that you want to offer local delivery to and at what price. Okay, so here I've put 0. Okay, and that means free. All right, so you can save that, or you can offer like minimum order how much. Okay, like let's say if you want local delivery, then it's going to be 100 at least 100 ringgit, and we'll give you a special delivery for free. Okay, or 100 and then a nominal delivery fee because it's local. Okay, it's very near to your warehouse. Okay, so you want to offer this when you want to serve customers around your shop area. Okay, maybe it just takes you like 5 minutes walk away, then you're gonna say, okay, no, it's fine, we can just deliver it for 2 ringgit or something like, or free. Okay, so this is where you can do that. Okay, but generally most e-commerce store owners won't need to configure this. Okay, this is unless you want to offer it your baker or something like that. Okay, so just save that. Okay. Okay, so that's how you configure local delivery. So let's take a look at the last option, which is local pickup. Okay, so local pickup is where, of course, instead of you delivering the item to your customer will come to you to pick up the order. Okay, so for local pickups, usually they would have already made payments unless you offer cash on delivery. Okay, so but that will complicate most of the setup. So normally customers will have already paid online, so the last step that they need to take is come to a store or warehouse to collect the item. Okay, so if you want to offer that as an option, again, this might be the case for bakeries, furniture owners, or some businesses where you want to serve the local market around you. Okay, so here, just go down to local pickup and click on manage. Okay, again, you have to enable this. Okay, this location offers local pickup. Okay, so you know what's the expected. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is configure the expected pickup time. Okay, so there are some options here, usually ready in the hour, blah blah blah. Okay, so just go for the option that makes sense for your business. So if you need like 1 day at least to get the order ready, you know, usually ready in 24 hours. Usually if you need more time, then you know, just go for 2 to 4 days or even 5+ days. Okay, so okay, so once you have done this, make sure also to add your pickup instructions. So this will give your customers an idea of what they need to bring in order to collect the items they've bought online. Okay, so bring a confirmation email or whatever. If this is an app, you know, just, you know, show your confirmation ID, something like that. Okay, all right. Alright, so once you've already configured this, just click a save, and local pickup will now be available on your store. Okay, so that is all we have here for manual configuration for shipping. Okay, so now let's take a look at how you can use apps for adding shipping options to your store. Of course, again, I want to highlight that not all logistics providers in Malaysia have integrated with Shopify. Okay, so a lot of them will find that are not integrated. Okay, but the major ones are Post Laju through Send Parcel is integrated, but then you will need to use Send Parcel. Shipping aggregators like Easy Parcel are integrated, but then you will need to use Easy Parcel. Okay, so it depends. Hopefully the one that you want to use is integrated. Otherwise, you know, you can always just fall back to configuring everything manually. All right. Another thing is that when you use these apps, right, whatever shipping fees that are reflected, you can't control them. Okay, so you know, whatever that your shipping the logistics provider wants to show to your customers, you know, it will show. Okay, so in case you want to give them a special rate, you won't be able to do that if you use the app directly. Okay, so there's something to take note of before you use these apps. Okay, so usually you can find these apps by searching in the App Store. Okay, so so you have to go to app. You have to go to Shopify's App Store first. Okay, so key in the logistics partner's name. Okay, like example, if I'm going for Ninja Van, so I've searched this before and I did find it. So Ninja Van. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, if it appears here, it's integrated. Okay, but even if it doesn't appear in the App Store, it might be integrated. You just have to run a Google search. Okay, so if it is integrated, for example Ninja Van, okay, click on it. Okay, so here, okay, what you can do is, okay, so when you click on add app, then it will get added to your store. Okay, so install app. Okay, so here you'll see that the main thing you want to do is connect your Ninja Van account. Okay, so one thing you have to know is that this isn't for anyone. You have to already have accounts with these logistics partners usually. Okay, and then you connect your account and then they'll provide you with all the shipping rates. Okay, most of the time it is that's how it is. Okay, so if let's say you know, you search for a particular app and you don't find it, you know, just do a Google search. The one thing you need to know about all these apps is that it's pretty much one-sided in that it just provides your customers with some shipping fees, but then it doesn't do much more than that. Like if you use an app from the US, for example, they might even update your customers with tracking numbers and all that. Not all apps will do this, okay? So have the right expectation when you install these apps. Some apps, most apps I would say, from local providers like logistics partners will only provide the rates, okay, so it won't do anything else, okay. So if you're happy with that, then go ahead and then install that. Make sure you have an account, connect the account to your store, and you're good to go, okay? So I hope you found this quick tutorial on how to set up your shipping fees for your e-commerce store on Shopify useful. So if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to this channel and come back next week for the next video, okay? So next week we'll be covering part 6 of this Shopify tutorial. Alright, so thanks again for your time, and I'll see you again next week. Bye bye.